Hello there, where are you going? Amazing news of Simfly this week. We have a new airplane. We have even a message in another language that is not English. You don't want to miss them. Plus, the Ask Me Anything section is very interesting with interesting questions. See you soon. Hello everybody and welcome to Simfly News. This is Roberto. I'm here every week to let you know what is happening in Simfly. And also this week I have a few things to share with you. But due to some events, I would like to give a message to some particular people and users of Simfly in their own language. I will do my best, okay? Querida comunidad española de Simfly, muchísimas gracias por estar siempre aquí. Vuestro entusiasmo, sugerencias y buena vibra hacen que nuestro cielo virtual sea un lugar mejor hoy y para todo que lo venga mañana. Sabemos que por cada una persona que intenta empanar la experiencia, hay 10,000 simmers españoles increíbles dispuestos a compartir su pasión y empujar el proyecto hacia arriba. Seguid volando con nosotros porque vuestra energía y cariño son el combustible que nos motiva a mejorar cada día. Abrazos aeronáuticos y nos vemos en los cielos de Simfly. Oh well, that was my attempt to speak Spanish for the Spanish community of simmers. There are users of Simfly and are doing an amazing job in supporting us due to recent event with the Spain section of Simfly. So, done this, which I really came from my heart, even if I was reading it, because Spanish is not my language. Let's go with the news. First news, we had many deployment in the last few weeks. We put a warning about the deployment in the homepage, so when you arrive in Simfly, you should see. Some people complain that they lost part of their trip, their flight, or some packs were not added because they end up landing during the deploy moment. Simply, when we deploy, our servers are stopped, okay? So if, even though the website looks okay, you still see things, but the part that analyze the flight and those things, which is the brain, the core part, is not working. So if you land in that moment, even though your client sends data up, this data is going nowhere. So incident like this may happen. So in particular cases, we try to compensate if we have enough information to recollect the flight. But don't expect it. Please make sure always that when you start a flight, go check if there are some maintenance and sub deployment coming, and there is a circle amount of hours where there is the risk. Sometimes the deploy itself takes only 5-10 minutes, say, but we lock 1 or 2 hours just in case something goes wrong and we have time to intervene. So we put those notice in the homepage. When we have time, we inform you through the newsletter. So if you don't have the newsletter, let us know, because you can subscribe to the newsletter also through our website. If you go scroll in the shop part of the website, on the bottom there is the field to add your email, so you get the news of Simfly every week, so you don't miss things like this one, okay? But on the good side is that when we do deployment, means we are fixing bugs, we are making improvement. Not everything is visual as an improvement. Sometimes it's part of the engine of everything, but we are working for you. Second news, and in fact on the same topic, we are working so that you can change the tail number of your airplane. So say you bought an airplane, you give the airplane the tail number that is your favorite one. And now with the user marketplace, you're going to sell the airplane to somebody else. You're gonna lose your tail number. So to avoid that, what you can do, you go take another airplane and go remove the tail number from the airplane you're gonna sell and put it on the airplane that you have with you. So the tail number, because it's unique, nobody can register the same tail number that has already been registered, right? So it's gonna be unique and with you. Or if you register a tail number and you change your mind, you can still change the tail number of your airplane. So the identity that follows you with the airplane is there and is safe. All right. Other news, you know that you can move your license and your airplane around, and we said that we leave it there for testing, just to give freebies, etc., etc. So now we finally put it in so that there is a small fee to be paid, and the fee is calculated based on the distance. So if you move an airplane from an airport to an airport that is really nearby, it's very, very cheap. And if you move it from one side to the other side of the world, you can exceed 1 pax, but it's really low amount anyway to pay. So usually normal transfer are just a few cents of a pax. And this will be probably added to the, and here, so you understand why we're doing these things, the premium subscription is gonna have some free transfer every month, not cumulative, but you know, you have some few free. So one more reason to have the premium. I don't think this is already yet to be implemented, but it's gonna come probably next week, or is already there. Go discover it. If you have a premium, go check if you have some free transfer already. And also we listen to you, as always. You know, we have a beautiful forum. We showed you how to vote for airplane, how to add, you know, your desired airplane to the list. And this week is the last airplane that we had in buffer our own self. And then we had, next week, we're going to deploy one airplane that was made only as a special edition in the past. Is a Cessna Citation, has been asked by, and actually is the only one that has been asked by user and been voted. Obviously is the most voted because it's the only one. And following that, if somebody asks one more airplane, we are gonna proceed with that. If nobody asks anything, we have all those buffer of those voted at the beginning when I created the section for voting for the airplane, and we're gonna proceed with those, okay? So if you have an airplane that you want to see in Simfly catalog, go in the forum, go in the voting section, go in vote for new airplanes, and add the new topic with the name of the airplane that you want. People can then vote for it. I incremented the amount of vote people have, so you have a lot of votes that you can share, and we're gonna do the airplane that you prefer. And also what we have, as I said just before, a new airplane for this week. The new airplane is the Airbus A340-300. As always, is new there. It's gonna be 50% off just for a limited time until more model comes up. The Airbus A340-300 is a long-range, wide-body jet airliner. It's been developed by the European manufacturer Airbus. Designed for intercontinental travel, it can carry up to 295 passengers in a typical 3-class configuration. With the 4-engine and impressive range capability, the A340-300 is known for its smooth performance, quiet cabin, and reliability on long-haul routes. Its spacious layout and endurance make it a preferred choice for airlines operating across ocean and continents. And you know, that's an airplane that you want to learn to fly properly. We're gonna have the academy soon. For the Italian user, there is also an academy all in Italian that you can go and subscribe to. Is not Simfly, so you cannot use perk of Simfly for there, but Simmer Dream, Google Simmer Dream, and you find an amazing academy. For all the other, they're curious, go check it. It's in Italian, but soon we're gonna have the Simfly one in English. I say this because somebody says, I cannot fly the Airbus, how can I do? Go there is all the classes you want to learn to fly the Airbus. And last thing I want to tell you that summer is coming for the northern hemisphere of the Earth, and many people go for holidays. The activity are going to slow down. We know it well because that's what happened the past years. But in Simfly, we're gonna remain here working hard at the speed and the pace that we can in order to deliver everything that you want. We'll see, maybe it's a good thing, so the user marketplace arrives in the middle of holidays and we're not gonna have too much traffic on it at the beginning in order to have a good test run sample before then everybody else comes in. And with this, we move to the Ask Me Anything section. Question number one has been asked by Phantom404, 8th of June 2025. He has only 3 votes, maybe not much interest in this, but I'm reading it. When you updated your terms and condition and told people that if they weren't comfortable they could delete their account, question mark, I don't know. Given that when the money was paid to Simfly was on the understanding, backed by Simfly own comments, that the asset will be owned, is Simfly going to reimburse those who won't agree to the new terms and conditions? Okay, let me clarify a few things. User own the assets, that's true, there are in Simfly. Okay. The terms and conditions keep changing. We are adding the user marketplace, so we had to add to the term and condition all the things related to the user marketplace, because if we don't update this legalese, and when we do, we review, and if we have a little bit of opportunity to talk with some lawyers, which we had lately, we're going to reword the things. The meaning doesn't change at the end. It's more, there were a few things that were to be clarified. The people were coming to us says, but in your term and condition you say such and such, and it wasn't very written clearly, so it can be misunderstood. So we rewritten things in order to be more clear. But the object of what is written is always the same. And the idea is that, like in any online platform, term and conditions change. Most platforms don't say anything. They just update them and say, if you're using our service, means you agree to the term and condition. So you don't even know that they're being updated. Some other companies send an email just informing, we made this change, we updated the term and condition. There is no options, okay? But we want to be very transparent and clear, so we tell people when they log in the next time, look, we changed the term and condition, make sure you agree. If you don't agree with the term and conditions, we don't force people to be inside a legal enclosure that they don't want. Obviously, as soon as you don't want to be part of Simfly, you have 2 options. One, just don't log in anymore, and then your account is going to be there until Simfly exists. Or if you really want to delete, you can delete your account. Deleting your account, obviously, you lose access and you lose access to your assets. So, in the next future, somebody that want to leave can sell the assets through the user marketplace. Somebody that doesn't like the term and condition is free not to log in anymore. Every time. But what I want to reassure that there is no difference whatsoever from the old term and condition, and every time we just simply add things. For example, now we're gonna need to add about the withdrawal of funds from the user marketplace, because you sell your item and then you wanna withdraw the money to your bank account. There is gonna be all a chunk of legalese there. And if people want to withdraw, they need to accept this because we need to regulate and we need to be legally safe and stable. So we just follow the law. So many times we need to add things. Other time we see, because people come to us telling us, but this means that. So we go and check and rewrite it in a manner that is more clear. But nothing ever changed. There is only additional more information on the terms and conditions. So as you say, item can be reimbursed if somebody buy an item, doesn't use it. Like when you go to a shop, you don't use the item, so it's still new, closed practice, means the asset has not been activated. You have, I think, 14 days, which is the legal requirement, to ask a reimburse. If you take the item and you use it, cannot be reimbursed. But soon with the user marketplace, you can sell it in these terms. And, that's it. So we are more transparent, more honest, and more informative than many other companies which simply change the term and condition without saying anything and just say if you use our service you agree with them, or those that just send an email to inform. We really want to make sure that people knows, because we have nothing to hide inside the terms and conditions. They're there, they're accessible from the website, people can read them, and they are very nicely written now, so they should have no things that are not clear. If somebody has a doubt, email us, we try to clarify, and we can edit the term and condition to make it fully understandable. Okay, I hope this answered your question, Phantom 404, and we move to the next question. Question number 2 has been asked by Nikostan, 28th of May 2025, has 3 votes, and he says, "Good morning. When I can upgrade a level plane, it tells me that the PAX payment will be increased, maintenance time will be decreased, etc. Means when you increase an asset, you earn more PAX, and the maintenance time in case of the airplane, or the timer of the license, or the amount of rotation of the airplane, become better. It would be much better and more correct to know the earning percentage or exact values between the current level and the higher one. This way I can decide on which plane or airport or license I add to spend my PAX to do the upgrade. Thank you." Nikostan, all the tables with the earning difference are in the wiki, so you can see there exactly what level to what level. When you do the upgrade, you see that you're gonna earn 20% more, and that's really clearly, transparently written. These numbers are fixed there. So what is more a question mark is how much it's gonna cost you to upgrade. But you can see it when you try to upgrade. Just pretend you wanna upgrade, then you don't, but you see how much it's gonna cost you. In the amount of earnings, there is written a table for each asset to each level, which is the different level of PAX earning. So yeah, that's where you can go. Go to simfly.wiki, and there is a beautiful wiki with a lot of information, and there you find also this information. Question number 3. Question number 3 has been asked by Gianni Romanizio, the 2nd of June 2025, and has 2 votes. Gianni decided to write it in Italian, so I'm gonna try to translate it as I read it. It says, "Hello Roberto, on the map where you visualize the small dots of the airport, would be very useful to distinguish with different color those that belongs to the Simfly bank and those that belongs to the users. Furthermore, it would be useful to visualize next to each airport a small number with the category, level, and percentage of income sharing, I think is referring to here. For example, something like 1, 3, 20%. This will make the consultation much more faster and immediate, avoiding to have to search manually every airport. Do you think it's possible to implement such function? Thank you very much." Gianni, I think that a different color between the airport that belongs to user and those that are Simfly is not impacting the map a lot, and I think is something that can be done. To put next to each dot a small line with those 3 numbers probably will be something that people should activate manually, because else the map become a mess. But it is in fact useful to see if you want to go in a certain part of the world, which are the airport there and which is the things that they offer. Obviously, when you mouse over it, it's gonna show all this information anyway, but let me talk with the others and see what can be done or not. And again, we have so much in our plate now, and we want to finish the user marketplace that if we work on something like this, unless it's something can be done on the fly, it's gonna happen later this year. I hope this answered your question, Gianni. write in English, use ChatGPT or Google Translate, post in English, because else there is no use for other people to see your question. Question number four is being asked by Jake FS, the 17th of June 2025, has 2 votes, and is asking, how does one withdraw packs they have earned for a new user? Thanks. Okay, Jake, what you say is difficult to understand. So the packs are in your packs wallet. If you click on the top bar where it says your balance in packs, this brings you to the packs wallet. Packs can be used inside Simfly, so they're ready with you. As soon as you earn them, they're automatically with you, and you can use them to do upgrades, to even make purchases. So if you go to the checkout, when you're in the checkout, you can use a mix of packs and dollars for most of the site. There are a couple of exceptions, but you want to buy an airplane, and you can use your PAX token. Even if it's the first time you buy a regular license, you can buy it with PAX tokens, and or mix PAX tokens and dollars and another payment like PayPal or whatever it is. So there is no need to withdraw them in any way. They're already with you automatically as soon as you earn them. In the future, next future, with the user marketplace, as soon as you make a sales in US dollar of one of the assets they're selling or PAX token they're selling, then there will be a KYC process, and then you'll be able to withdraw the US dollar to your bank account or PayPal or whatever you want. This is it. PAX are immediately with you as soon as you earn them. And this was the last question in the Ask Me Anything section. Thank you for watching the video. It's being shorter today, but still very nice. As usual, I say, I am here waiting to have 1,000 subscribers to the YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow us in all the social media. We have the links in the website. You know that I also in the break in the middle of the video and telling you them. And something that I was at this morning, I was at the bar having coffee, and I heard 2 people talking to each other, and one told to the other person this thing that really impressed me. He said, Simfly, take off and get more.